Hi YouTube, this is Lester Chua 73 doing a quick comparison between two cousins, if I may. On the left we have the Seiko Presage Cocktail Time with its gorgeous shimmering blue dial, and on the right we have the Patek Philippe 5711 Nautilus with a similar shimmering blue dial. Now the Seiko Presage costs roughly 200 plus US dollars, while the Nautilus costs 20,000 US dollars. So one of the key differences are in their price. The Nautilus costs substantially more, 100 times more in fact, than the Presage. And I've called them cousins because both these watches have many similarities and quite a few differences as well. Let's start with the similarities first. For the Seiko Presage and the Nautilus, as you can see, their dial design is very similar. They have applied indices for their hour markers. They are both three-handed watches in the sense that they have an hour, minute and second hand with only a simple date function. Alright? So their dial layout is similar, but their dials itself is similar as well, in the sense that they are both shimmering blue dials with a gradient design whereby it gets darker towards the edge, as you can see as I turn both watches. They both shimmer and they get darker as you move towards the edges. Hope you can see it in the video. Yep. And another similarity is in their bracelet design. As you can see from the bracelets, they are both integral bracelets with hidden clasps. Let me get nearer for you to see that. Both bracelets have got an integrated function whereby the clasp is hidden behind the metal links. Oops, sorry about that. Okay, let me show that to you. Alright. For the Patek Philippe, the hidden clasp has an added security flip that you can press down over here. While for the Seiko Presage, the hidden clasp is activated by a button, released and opened by a button over here. Now of course the quality of the clasp is very different. For the Patek Philippe, it is absolutely gorgeous and very sturdy, very well made, built to a high degree of quality, whereas for the Seiko, it's pretty good as well for the price, I would say so. But of course you cannot expect the same level of quality as the Patek Philippe. Certain parts are made of stamped steel, as you can see over here, but it is nonetheless relatively solid. The bracelets, as you can see, is also vastly different. For the Seiko, they are joined via pins, and you can see the pinholes in the bracelet itself, whereas for the Nautilus it is totally flush. Right? To give credit to the Seiko, of course all the links are solid, but the end links in the Seiko are hollow, as you can see. It's a hollow end link and not as sturdy as the Patek Philippe's integral case, which is linked to the bracelet. Alright. So that's where their similarities lie. What are their differences? Well, for the Seiko Presage, the water resistance is to 50 meters, whereas for the Nautilus, the water resistance is to 120 meters. But I seriously doubt any of these watches will be worn in the water. They are both more for wearing in dry land. Alright, sorry about that. Another key difference is, of course, in their case design. For the Nautilus, it's in the iconic porthole design with a very thick bezel, whereas for the Cocktail Time, it eschews a more classical round case design with a thin polished bezel, and it has a crown that is not screwed down, a big crown that is not protected via flanks, whereas for the Patek Philippe, flank protectors protect the crown, which is screwed down. Another key difference is, of course, in their movements. For the Patek Philippe, the 324 SC is a marvel of high horology, with all the hot horology features: solid gold rotor, black polishing, chamfered screw heads, polished screw heads. Essentially, it is a beauty that you can marvel at for hours on end. But for the Seiko, it is more basic, which is what you would expect from the price. It is essentially not decorated very much, except for the brass rotor with its wordings from engravings with the Seiko hallmark. Some of the screws are polished, and the bridges, the exposed bridges at least, have got a brush finishing, if I would say so. So for the price, it is pretty marvelous, in fact, for the Seiko. Well, there you have it. Two cousins. The poorer cousin on the left, which is an iconic design on its own with many fans. And I'm a fan of the Presage as well, personally. I love this watch. It's a fantastic value at $200 odd US dollars, and it's so beautiful. And on the right, we have the Patek Philippe 5711 Nautilus with looks different, but it shares many similar traits to the Presage, like its shimmering blue dial and dial layout. So there you have it. I hope you've liked the comparative test between the two cousins we have here. And if you do like my video, please do subscribe and like. This is Lester Chua 73 saying thanks for watching. Ciao.